So we have this window of balance. So if I fall outside of that window of balance, I'm going to fall over. So through training, we want to make that bigger and bigger and bigger. So if we imagine this is a window, and then this is the handstand. There's me in a handstand. So I can tip the body this way, I can tip the body this way, and I can stay balanced. Okay, so if I fall outside of this window, that's when I fall down. Or outside this way, that's where I fall down. So I've been training handstands for 6 to 7 years now. So I've made my window quite big. So in a handstand, I can lean forwards and I can pull myself back using something. Now it could be I'm moving my hips, it could be moving my shoulders, it could be using my fingertips, it could be arching the body. But whichever technique I use, I'll have a limit. How far can I go before I fall over? Most people, when they start to handstand, their window is this big. So if they fall outside of this, just this way a touch, or just this way a touch, they're going to fall over. So what we want to do through our training is make that window bigger, bigger, and bigger. So you can jump up into a handstand, you can move around in a handstand, anywhere in this window, and you won't fall down. For a 2-arm handstand, for a 4-arm stand, for a crow, for most arm balances, you're going to just have a front and a back. There'll be a little bit to the sides, but most people won't fall out of the side. They might exit through the side, but the window will be front and back. Now when we go to 1-arm balances like QDR, elbow lever, air baby, 1-arm handstand, that type of thing, then it's a little bit different. We're talking about 360 degrees. You could fall out in any direction. So it's a lot more complex in terms of training that. Think about it from a kick-up point of view as well. If your window is this big, you have to catch your handstand inside this window. You have this much room for error to be able to catch the handstand. If you, in training, you make it this big, suddenly you're going to catch more handstands. If you make the handstand window this big, now you can jump into the handstand anywhere in this, and you're going to catch a handstand. So what are the drills we can use to make our window bigger and bigger and bigger? Handstands, we use heel pulls, pulling our heels away from the wall using our fingertips. So the body has to stay as one segment, and then we push our fingers into the floor, and that's what pull the heel away from the wall, and that makes one side of the handstand bigger. One side of the window is bigger. The other way is toe pulls, so pulling away from the wall using our shoulders. So my shoulders come away from the wall, and then I can make my toes come off the wall. The further my hands are away from the wall, the bigger the dumbbell, if you're thinking about it like that, or the harder the drill is, but the bigger the window is. So that's a handstand. In terms of a crow, in terms of a 4-arm stand, it's more of a exploration and building time under tension at your limits. So you could literally do like a TikTok type movement where you're going to the edge of your balance and then pulling back to the center, and then go in the opposite direction and pull back to the center. So remember, look at it in 2 ways. So it's not just those strict drills like the heel pulls and the toe pulls, it's exploring your balance. So it can be anything. It can be your handstands, it can be your 4-arm stands, it can be your shoulder stands, it can be a handstand push-up where you're actually moving through a range and you have to find your balance and increase the window of balance, the time under the tension in different sections of the movement. So think of it a little bit outside the box as well. Try handstanding, try balancing on different objects, different surfaces. It's definitely something that I use in my classes and with my coaching, and it's fun. So any questions, stick them in the comments below. And here's my training for the last 2 to 3 days. I've got some planche work, I've got some handstand push-up, and I've got some QDR circles. And with the QDR circles, I was playing around with missing out the front section. Speak to you next time. Thumbs up would be appreciated. Subscribe. Thank you.